In the name of the God and in the memory of the 30,000 political prisoners, my fellow prisoners in the summer of 1988. My name is Farideh Goodarzi, and I'm one of the survivors and witnesses to the massacre of 1988. In those days, with my brother Parviz, I was in the prison of Hamadan spending my sentence, and Parviz was heroically executed. Contrary to the false claim by perpetrators of the massacre regarding any connection between this massacre with the operation of the Eternal Light, in this crime was planned from long before at the highest level of the Iranian regime. Since a year earlier, the prisoners were divided into different categories based on their political affiliations and their resistance, the quality of their resistance and opposition to the regime. And finally, it was implemented with Khomeini's order. The question was very short. Are you from the PMI, or are you prepared to betray your ideal? And 30,000 members of the MEK chose to stand up and remain loyal to their belief. All since beginning of that week, all visits to the prisons were banned, and the prisoners had no time off whatsoever, and they were interrogation in a very horrific circumstances, and nobody knew what their fate will be. Only from the extent of interrogators going and coming, we could realize that something is happening. We were blindfolded in a very fearful situation. Every message was a message of death, and only we could hear another prisoner breathing just next to you. And in the beginning of the early morning, we were returned to the cells, but every day there was less of us remaining, and after 1 week, we were only just a few who had survived. The most disturbing scene were in the court of the Hamadan prison to hand over the belongings of the executed to their families, who had to make a commitment that they have no right of holding any funeral. Many fathers and mothers, many fathers, by hearing the executions of their loved ones, they had stroke, and some even died. I hope that one day I will be able to provide detailed testimony to international court. But I here say that we as victims and families of the victims of the executed, we will never forget, and we will continue until all perpetrators and all those who ordered these crimes will be brought to justice. And at the end, I will say to Khamenei and all his agents that the final response will be given to you from 1,000 of resistance units and the Army of Liberation. So we all say that we support that Massoud will remain our leader, and we will overthrow this regime by the army of the Iranian people of the liberation.